Hello, welcome to another video for Mythbound. I'm gonna play Ammit here. Just a quick look at the deck. I still got a rather limited collection here, so I'm not super married to anything I've got here. I'm just gonna scroll through here really quick, and if you see anything where it's like, hey, you should be playing that instead of what you're playing, go ahead and let me know. I've thought about Mecha Man Mordicon with, because Mecha Man's a hunter, but he's not great as a hunter, and if you're playing him, you kind of want to play the Mordicon, and then that helps with the Young Herc, which is one of our end game plans. But I didn't feel like we had enough of a quest plan to make that the thing to power him. So I just instead leaned into other sources of boons, which took up felt like too many deck slots compared to that, and I still wanted to kind of try out the recruit spell bonus package. So it just felt like, given the limited collection here, this kind of what I have up here kind of felt like what I wanted to try out for now. But again, let me know if scrolling through those cards that I had, if there's anything you disagree with me on, because not super devoted to anything in particular here, other than Toady. Toady has been great every time I've played Ammit, so if you tell me that Toady is wrong with that collection, then I don't know what I'm doing, I guess. So no recruits, no hunts here, no even really even very good units. At all. We can put Dragonling in one, start working on that, but we want to put a hunter in slot 1 as soon as possible, so that's gonna get pushed out of the way. So I think the pick is just picks here, and we can have it help make sure any hunter we get survives. Okay. At least these aren't going to conflict with our positioning. I think I'm just going to take the Slappy here as the strongest unit to place and fight. Okay, so let's see. Hecate, so they've got their 3-1 book, which if that's in the front and swings into Slappy immediately, that's great for us in terms of winning this fight. Nemesis could potentially be trying to lose on turn 2 and immediately get the character buff. So that would, if that's what they're going for, that should be a pretty easy fight. Dino turn 3 is probably could potentially be greeting for quests still and not be too scary, unless they've completed one early, in which case, who knows? Although they'd have to complete 2 in order to have a new captain, so these first few fights seem not too bad. Mercury on 4 is potentially a bit scary, depending on what boon they took. And then Rumple on 5 is probably going to be pretty scary. So, don't know what Nemesis is. Nemesis is kind of a wild card. I've seen some people play for getting a punch card or a Nightshade before going for their first loss to buff the spells. I've mostly been playing it where you try to lose a full heart on 2 and by 2 and get the character buff immediately. Has been my way of playing it so far, but we'll see how that goes. But let's go. Just need to check that as recording. Yep. So Slappy took out their book there, which is great. We won that fight. No hunts or recruits still. I think I just want to take the Hamstar here as the strongest unit, and we can potentially get a Scrubfowl to buff up the this is a recruit, but we don't have a hunter yet for it, so we really just kind of need to find a hunter. Peachy Queen is fine and as a recruit, so if we find a hunter, that's something to get our captain ability going. Okay, so they lost their half heart early, so that kind of leans towards potentially going for the lose again. In that case, I think this is going to be our positioning. This doesn't look particularly like a trying to lose board, but we're going to knock them down anyway. Now, next time we see the Nemesis, I want to check and see like whether their units are treasured or buffed, and see what they've done, what they did in their game, because that's a pretty divergent path. I mean, we can maybe get one hunt out of this chameleon. I don't feel like it's likely to do anything, but also none of these units are very good. I don't want to use the peachy buff on the puck here. So we'll take the chameleon and just see if it happens to do something. I guess that's a reason to take the little red here as well. Shop's not very good this round. Take the tank and buff the chameleon, try to get the peachy buff going, but I think I'm just rather just like on the off chance this does something, take the little red over the hamstar here. It's a dino, who knows what they're doing. Chameleon hunted and survived, which is not expected, but unfortunately the little red was dead, so didn't get our treasure. Okay, Fortune Teller is going to be our recruit on board, probably for a bit. Oh, do I take Thorn, actually? Because this is we don't have a hunt again, because the chameleon transformed, but characters in shop get 3/2, because it got double buffed by the peachy with that hunt. We're not in a position for set because we've got too many heroes. We got double Fey heroes, double, and then another hero on top of that. So we'd have to replace like the Peachy Queen and the Little Red, or like 2 out of these 3 in order to be good for set. And Fortune Teller doesn't help because we've got this mage here. I think I would rather just take this Thorn, put it on board, look for a hunt with a +3/2 on it, and try and keep getting more 3/2s. On Hunter, not a Hunter, but we get a reroll here, and a decent stat buff. Okay, not a Hunter again, but I can take this Fortune Teller now. Yeah, I think so. And here I'm going to replace... Our board is very weak, which makes me want to just get rid of this Thorn, even though it's our best recruit, but like Fortune Teller is a fine recruit as well. Okay. Yeah, so in order to get set, we'd need to replace at the very least the 2 more units, which we can do. You can get rid of the picks. Next turn helps. Like, none of the rest of these are very good, so given our current position. So I think that we'd just take this and eventually try to get it procced. I'm gonna put this up here. Yeah, Little Red in the back just in case they have like a chameleon or something. This looks like full heart damage to me. Yep. Not terribly surprising. They triggered their boon. They triggered set. That makes sense. Okay, so we want to be working on our set here. So we have currently a Fey hero with a hero and 2 mages. So the only thing that moves us towards this is Blackjack, and Dragon is a pretty good unusual type to work on that for. I think I'm gonna get rid of this 2-headed wizard first, and then look for something that's not a hero, that's not any of these other 4, and replace the picks. If we find something that works to replace the little red, that'll work too, but if we find just like another plain Fey, I could take the Boon Willow over the picks. And that's a recruit. So that's actually one of my winning games with Ammit earlier was actually a Huntsman's Axe. Must have been a. Did I even have Huntsman in this deck? I did, right? I don't remember. I got a Huntsman's Axe somehow. Oh no, that was a Nemesis game with a where I stole Ammits, and they were Huntsman, Boon Willow. I had like double Nemesis, triple Ammit, Huntsman's Axe, Tink's Torches. That was a fun one. But I think I've talked myself into replacing the picks with the Boon Willow, and then just look for something to replace one of these mages. Trigger set. So this doesn't work because it's a hero. This, and I could take an Itsy Bitsy Spider, but that feels silly. I think I'll just re-roll. Okay, the Celestial will work. And it's a hunt. So goodbye, 2-headed wizard. Yes, that'll work, right? Hero, toy, Fey, mage, celestial. Yep. Okay, this captain does. We got 2 captains on our Bruno set. How nice! This one doesn't do anything. Lightning bolt is good to help us survive here, at least. Co-captain Corsair. And I don't think I want this baby bear. I can put the baby bear on board over the little red, that's fine. That leaves us still open to set again, still? Yeah. Astro can become a hunt. That's kind of interesting. Sure. Let's take an Astro. Okay, here's the Rumple. It looks like they've had a pretty rough game so far, which is hopefully good news for me. Sniped our Orion. Half heart loss is fine. I just wanna... None of these are good. Not really. I can take the Ship Shape Inspector over the Slappy here, and like that would make like a Down Come the Rain actually okay as a cast. It's just a slight stat boost. Then none of these do anything. Like, this Orion is obviously never going to survive its hunt, but just at hunting can trigger the Boon Willow or Fortune Teller with our captain ability, so like if it triggers the Fortune Teller, we get a boon anyway. I triggered the Boon Willow. But we were never winning that. think... I think I just need to take the stats here. I want to turn this Astro into a hunter, but that requires giving him stats. And we haven't had a way to do that. That's not enough, even. Take this Tin Man. I think I'd rather take the Two-Headed Wizard and look for like a spell or something. This is worse than nothing because it turned our stuff into our gave us candy. That's annoying. Reroll again. That also doesn't even get Astro's training spell. Unless Orion hunts and then the Boon Willow, like it triggers the Boon Willow. Ugh, what a disaster of a shop. I think I kind of need to do that. As sad as it is. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the... Yeah, okay, so it is exactly enough, but... Okay. I actually kind of expect we're gonna die here, and just, like, completely be knocked out, but if I do live, I want to check and see what they did with their... Okay. It's just, they just did the... lose and then cast it two to characters, but yeah, we just died. Alright. That was unfortunate. Maybe... Like that time the Orion hunted and triggered the Boon Willow rather than the Fortune Teller was probably pretty meaningful. Maybe that was a reason to get rid of the Boon Willow, but I think without the Boon Willow, like, it wasn't a lot of stats, but still. Anyway, definitely been struggling with the early game in this expansion. Like, I'm not sure what I'm really supposed to be doing, which is kind of a new feeling for me. But see if we can figure it out another time. Thanks for watching.